What an ugly week was week 9. 7-7, man. Still at 500. Not where I wanted to be, but definitely one of my worst, actually my worst pick this season. You knew it was gonna be a crazy wild weekend when the worst team of the league, Miami Dolphins, won a game, and the best team of the league, the New England Patriots, lost the game against the Baltimore Ravens. Um, I know some people pick Baltimore to beat New England. I know I've been saying Baltimore. It has what it takes to beat New England, and a lot of people say this whole the talk about this week it was this New England's defense hasn't seen nobody like Lamar Jackson. They haven't played nobody. Blah 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 blah. I actually not disappointed on our defense. I still believe our defense is legit. I know the score it was 20-37. I know it shows like we gave out 37 points, but to be honest, it was one interception from Brady, fumble from my boy Julian Edelman, which I love my boy, but he fumbles the ball and then return it all the way to touchdown. It's pretty much like a pick six right there. So, and then we came to the red zone and scored 3 field goals instead of touchdowns. So, I put this more on the offense because that could have very well been, the score could have very well been the other way around, 20-37 to the Patriots, in favor to the Patriots, if we would have a good offense. But our offense is all fucked up. We have nothing but Edelman and Brady playing pitch and catch over there, and it's not enough to beat a team like Baltimore at Baltimore. I know we're gonna play again. I know Belichick didn't show all his cards at once, so I expect a whole different team coming up January. But we're not gonna talk a lot about that game. We'll talk about more a little bit later on. After this video, I want to show my power rankings after 9 weeks, mid halfway through the season. Um, the Packers lost the game that nobody was expecting against the Chargers. Denver beat Cleveland. I thought Cleveland was a better team without Joe Flacco and without some stuff over here going on. Vinatieri missed the field goal to win the game in the last minute. Kansas City won without Patrick Mahomes. I mean, jeez, that was just a horrible week. But let's just move on. Let's start this week 10. Uh, I know I'm a little late. Game is about to start. If it not already started, Chargers at Oakland. We're just gonna go ahead and pick Oakland. I'm trying to focus the camera. I don't know why it's not focusing. There you go. Chargers at Oakland. Chargers been a roller coaster, up and down, having a lot of issues. They struggle against the Pittsburgh Steelers with third string quarterback playing at home, and then they beat the Packers, make them look bad actually. So I don't know what to expect. Oakland is at home at the Black Hole. They haven't played at home for almost 4 or 5 weeks. Oakland has actually been a consistent team, uh, but it just feels like it needs a little more help on offense and a little bit more help on defense, and maybe a little pass rusher. Uh, Detroit at Chicago. Chicago's not the defense that it was last year. They rank at number 9, but their passing defense is having a lot of. They're struggling a lot. The offense is struggling to put some points. They're not being as creative. I think maybe they also need a little help. Maybe another wide receiver. Um, Detroit is almost like Oakland has been kind of like consistent. I just don't think they has all the pieces to make a run. At the beginning of the season, I wanted to buy into it. I wanted to say, yeah, they got what it takes to make a run and give Green Bay a fight for that division. But they let Arizona came back and tied the game. They lost against the game against Green Bay. They lost the last week against Oakland. So I feel like these games they're gonna come and bite them in the ass at the end of the season. They're not gonna be enough for a wild card spot. Baltimore against Cincinnati. Baltimore coming after a huge victory. I don't think nobody's picking Cincinnati. Maybe like a true fan, Cincinnati Bengals. But guess what? That's how Vegas makes money, though. That's how these people make money sometimes. If you go for the underdog, any given Sunday, anything can really happen. You think it won't, but it happens. Trust me, it happens sometimes. Buffalo at Cleveland. I'm going with Buffalo. Cleveland has too many distractions. I don't really know what's going on in Cleveland though. Like I really don't know. At the beginning of the season, I look at the schedule and I was like, yeah, they have a tough schedule. So I was predicting them to be right where they're about right now, about 2-5, 2-6. Um, it's just the way that they showing each other, the way that they showing, like Baker Mayfield, man. I'm just gonna talk about him for like 1 minute. I used to like the guy. I thought he was good. They compare him to Drew Brees mainly because of the height. I thought he was accurate. I thought he was a good quarterback, reading the defense and all that. Then you give him two of the best wide receivers in the league, a good running game, a good defense. I'm thinking like, man, maybe Cleveland. I was buying into it, kind of like everybody else. Maybe Cleveland can do a little damage. But if you come to the game and you didn't shave, and then you shave for halftime, and then you shave for actually he shaved before the game, then he shaved for halftime, and then he shaved at the after the game for the post conference. That just tells me something. There's way too much stuff in your mind other than football. The two best wide receivers, they got fucking fined for not wearing the right shoes. They worrying about too much what's going on out there. They worrying about too much noise. Baker Mayfield, he keeps going on Twitter and answering everybody who criticize him, everybody who talks about him. You gotta understand something, man. You're the quarterback of the franchise of the Cleveland Browns, man. You people gonna talk about you. People gonna criticize you. People are gonna you're gonna be in people's mouth 24/7. I mean, you gotta ignore the noise at some point, man. You gotta just go there and play ball, man. Carolina at Green Bay. Carolina has a good rushing attack. Green Bay's defense is overrated. I put a little star here because I actually think this could be an upset alert. I am going with Green Bay, however. I think Carolina can actually go and upset them. They have what it takes. But I'm going with Green Bay just because Green Bay lost in a bad way last week. 9 out of 10, Aaron Rodgers at home, especially this time of the year, November. You got to go with Green Bay. I don't see him having two bad games back to back. Kansas City and Tennessee. Kansas City. This is the real test, and I don't mean it because of Tennessee. All with all due respect to Tennessee, I mean it more because Kansas City played the last two games at home. They played great. They should have won both games. They just beat the Vikings, and they should have beat Green Bay. They had the perfect plan. But I feel like somehow the home field advantage playing to their advantage. They actually work for them. So that's what I mean. This is a real test. Taking that team on the road with a backup quarterback, which by the way, Patrick Mahomes has not been ruled out of this game. I don't think he will play, but the guy is dying to go out there and play again, and everybody wants him to play. Everybody wants him to come back and be that guy, and he wants to come back and be that guy. So I don't know. I mean, I won't be surprised if he comes back a little earlier than expected. However, like I say, I'm taking it even with Matt Moore because Andy Reid is to me is one of the best coach in the league, if not the best, right after Belichick. So I believe that he'll have the perfect plan to give Tennessee a little hard time over there and at Tennessee. Atlanta and New Orleans. Okay, New Orleans, who that? This is it. You're coming back from a bye week. You got Alvin Kamara back in the lineup. You got Drew Brees back in the lineup. This is it, man. This is time to make a run. And when I mean make a run, for you guys, it should be Super Bowl or bust. There's no championship game no more. You guys been so close the last 2 years. Whether it was a bad call, whether it was a bad tackling, a poor tackling, whatever it was. This is it for you guys. The window is closing. It's either now or never. Like I said, you come back from a week, from the bye week, you got 8 games behind you, you got 8 games in front of you. Let's make a run, man. Let's make a real push. Before the season started, I had New Orleans in the championship game. The only reason why I didn't have them right at the Super Bowl quite yet is because I didn't know how the NFC was gonna line up and everything. With I didn't know if the Rams were gonna be good. I didn't know. Nobody was expecting San Francisco being this good. Seattle, But like I said, we're gonna talk about a little bit at the end of this video about our power rankings. I'm gonna give you my power rankings for AFC and the NFC. I want you to drop me a comment below and let me know who do you think who should I put in there, who you put in there, and what's going on. Let me know your opinion. Giants and the Jets. This is the classic of Jersey, the Jersey Classic. The Giants did not play bad at all against the Cowboys. And the Jets, on the other hand, I feel like they're giving up. I feel like the Jets are done playing. They traded one of the best defensive players to New York. They look bad. The Jets just look bad. Not only did they allow the winless Miami's to beat them, they just look bad against Miami though. So if the Giants win and they make him look bad again, I do not see Adam Gase finishing as the head coach of the New York Jets. So write my word down in that one. Arizona at Tampa Bay. This is going to be a great game for Bruce Arians. Trying to beat his old team, the Arizona Cardinals, at his new house, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Raymond James Stadium. I actually would like to go to this game, but it's the bye week for the Patriots, so I'm gonna take the week off. I mean, I'm gonna watch some football, but I'm not gonna go to no game. Tampa Bay has only won 2 games, but I think that defense is gonna be too much for the rookie quarterback, especially traveling all the way across the country. Miami at the Colts. Miami's a better team, better defense, better O-line. I know they lost Jacoby Brissett, but Brian Hoyer, my boy Brian Hoyer, came into the game through three touchdowns and 1 interception, but he looked comfortable in that system. I don't know what this coach is doing, but he looks comfortable. And another thing too, let me take my hats off for the whole Indianapolis team though. It was easy for them to just give up after Andrew Luck retire. And no, they've been playing hard, and not only they playing hard, they winning games and they making a push for that division, man. So kudos to the Indianapolis Colts. Rams and Pittsburgh. The Rams, hopefully, they done with their whole hangover from the Super Bowl. They had a bye week last week, so just like the New Orleans Saints, it's time to make a push. If you're gonna do something, this is it right here. 8 games, halfway through the season. What happened the first 8 games? Don't worry about it. Just go out there and win at least 5 to 6 games, and you should be able to sneak into the postseason. Pittsburgh, the same thing. They trying to show that they can win without Big Ben. Mike Tomlin is doing the best he can to keep their team on their toes, be able to compete against just about anybody. So Sunday night game, this is a good one. Minnesota at Dallas. Wow, this is gonna be a good one. Minnesota. Look at this. They both have good defense. They both have good running game. Dalvin Cook is number 1 in the league rushing right now. But this beast is eating again. Ezekiel Elliott is eating again. The quarterbacks, Dak Attack is playing great. And my boy Kirk Cousins, he looks like he's heating up again. Like he looks like he's having a great game. The last 4 games, he's been way better. Some of the receivers came and called him out, and he responds so far. The only reason I'm picking Dallas is because it's gonna be at Dallas, and Minnesota let me down traveling to Kansas City last week. So Sunday night game at Jerry's World in that dome, I don't see any difference from last week against Kansas City. And last game, Monday night game, Seattle at San Francisco. I think this is gonna be great between the Rams, Seattle, and San Francisco. If the Rams can get hot between these three guys, they'll have at least 3 to 4 games coming up in the next weeks where we're gonna watch one of the best games right there. I think this is gonna be a great game. I think San Francisco has a very, very, very good defense. Seattle, Russell Wilson is putting that team on his shoulders, and Seattle is more about offense nowadays than comparing to the years past where it was more about the defense. But it's gonna be a great game. Defense win championships, so I'm going with San Francisco. I think they got the edge, like I say, on the defense. And Jimmy G has a new weapon on Emmanuel Sanders, so the running game is so creative in San Francisco. So it's gonna be a great game, though. I'm picking 49ers. Um, for some reason, people expecting this to be a low scoring game. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game actually. Like I say, people say it's a low. They think it's gonna be a low scoring game because Seattle used to have a good defense and San Francisco had a good defense, so they think it's gonna be hard for this team to score on each other. But this is not the case anymore. San Francisco's defense will have some turnovers, and Seattle's defense will allow some points there. So I'm gonna go with as high as 47 just because, like I said, I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. These are my picks. I'm trying to make some money after I went 7-7 last week. So let's see what happens. Let's see what sheet I had over here. I wrote my power rankings. This is my power rankings for AFC and the NFC. I got AFC. I got the Patriots at 1, Baltimore number 2, Colts at 3, Kansas City at 4, Houston actually having my 5, and Buffalo and looking for a wild card spot at 6. NFC, I got the 49ers at 1, Saints at 2, Seahawks at 3, Cowboys at 4, Packers at 5, and I got the Vikings as my number 6, kind of going for the wild card. But these 3 teams right here, Rams, Carolina, and Eagles, they are 500. And they can very well get high. Like I say, you can pretty much put those 8 games behind, and if you can win 5 or 6 out of the next 8 games, it gives you in a pretty good. It puts you in a pretty good position to get it there and make a push to the playoffs. Get yourself maybe even a home game. The reason why I have 49ers, I'm going to start over here with the NFC. The reason why I have 49ers 1, it's because the Saints, this is the 3rd year, like I said, running or fighting for home field advantage, which is good though. The window is closing little by little. So I think this is the year where they go to the playoffs. Everybody's healthy. Everybody is coming back. But the 49ers are unbeaten for a reason. Their defense is good also. And right now they have the home field advantage. If the season was over right now, they have the home field advantage. That means the Saints gotta go and travel over there and beat them over there. I know my cousin and some other Saints fans say that this is a different team and they can actually go travel anywhere and win. Yeah, that's possible. Like I say, it's any given Sunday. So I'm not doubting that. But once again, the 49ers are undefeated for a reason. This team is solid, man. This team is real solid. And the head coach used to be the play for Atlanta. And so he knows a lot about the Saints. So playing against the Saints, I feel like he has the advantage. The Saints don't really have that much of an advantage because these are not the same players that they used to play. It might be the same system, but not the same players. To me, these players are way better than Atlanta players. So um, that's the main reason why I have number one and number two. Right here, the Packers were my number three, but after they lost, they went all the way down because Seattle's offense is good. They just pick up Josh Gordon. They got this new rookie Midloff or Midcoff, whatever his name is. It's a big boy, man. I don't know where they get these wide receivers for Russell Wilson, but man, I wish we can get one or two from them. Um, I would really love for the Vikings to get hot and get maybe in here or here and possibly knock out the Packers, man. I think the Packers are way overrated. Um, I really think the Packers are way overrated. I believe in my boy Kirk Cousins. Um, the wide receivers, Thielen and Diggs, if they can just get a little bit more from the tight end, um, they can make a push. That the defense is there, the running game is there. I mean, what else do you need though? What else do you need though? You know what I mean? And the Cowboys, I don't know. They took the lead on that division, but the Eagles are getting hot. So if they start sleeping, the Eagles getting all the players back, they're getting all healthy. I mean, they can possibly make a run. And also, like I say, the Rams. I would love for the Rams to make another push though. Um, Now in the AFC, I'm gonna. The reason why I still have the Patriots at number one, although Baltimore beat the Patriots, like I say, you know, everybody say the defense hasn't seen a guy like Lamar Jackson, but I look at it the other way around. Lamar Jackson has not seen a defense like the Patriots, and you're gonna be like, well, what? What do you mean? He just ran all over the fucking Patriots. Not really. He only had about 40 yards rushing, which is a lot for a quarterback. He only threw for about 160 yards, which is not a lot for a quarterback to throw against a team, especially in the playoffs. If you expect your quarterback to throw for 150 yards in a playoff game and win the game, oh, you must be thinking the you must hope that your defense is way super good, and to be honest, the Patriots were moving the ball up and down the field with just Edelman and Brady, like I say, just two guys. um, I'm hoping that the Patriots gonna get Mohamed Sanu on check. He's gonna get healthy. He's gonna get in rhythm. We're getting our rookie receiver Neil Harry back. Um, we're getting the left tackle back by the end of and going into the playoffs. Um, I think Belichick is gonna have him in point, and Belichick doesn't show all his cards at once. So this doesn't come from me. This comes from a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of players that have played against Belichick. You play in the first time, and you see something. When you play in the second time, you see something totally different. So I believe he's gonna have an answer for Lamar Jackson. That's why I have him at number one and number two. And Kansas City is losing ground over here without Patrick Mahomes. But if Patrick Mahomes comes back, Kansas City beat Baltimore. So Kansas City very well can go over here at number two. And like I said, Baltimore that way have to go and travel to Foxborough in January. I know they're not scared of the Patriots. I know they have beat us over there. Once again, I'm not scared of playing them though. I'm really not scared. Everybody's raising flags. Everybody's making fun of the Patriots for the way they lost. I'm not even scared, to be honest. Like I said, I didn't think it was that blowout like that, like it was. It's just one of those days where nothing is bouncing your way. But like I say, I don't expect the same game coming up the playoffs. Um, Houston, some people got Houston ranked a little higher, maybe 3 or 4. Um, I don't know. For some reason, I like the Colts better than Houston. I think they're a better, more complete team than Houston, especially with J.J. Watt being gone and Cloudy playing in Seattle now. I think the defense has some holes. And Buffalo's just trying to get in there. Buffalo's just trying to win some. The Buffalo has a good defense, a good coach, a big quarterback, and they're just trying to fucking rely behind their home field advantage with those crazy ass fans, the whole Bills mafia. So, can this formula be enough to make a push into the playoffs? I don't know. We'll see. We're about to see. But we'll see. This is so far my power rankings. I will try to update them week to week and see where we at, how we moving. Like I said, give me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Um, I know at this time of the year, teams start losing some players, and players start coming back from injuries. So, like Brady and Belichick always say, it's just how you deal with it better is how you become successful in this league. Um, this is all for me right now. Once again, I apologize for this video being so late. I've been so busy at work, and I had some technical difficulties with my audio earlier. So here are my picks. Once again, you want to look at them. I don't know where they went. Week 10. There they are. Best of luck for you guys. And don't forget to watch some college football this Saturday. It's going to be some great games. So hopefully Clemson can get in the top 4. All right. Roll Tide.